Tonight, I'm splitting the card into a main slip and a backup slip. The main slip is built around the angles where the model and the qualitative reads still point in the same direction. The backup slip keeps the lower margin games, where the direction is still playable, but the risk is clearly higher. Let's start with the main slip. First match, Damek against Al Qadsiya. My pick here is Al Qadsiya to win. Confidence, 8.8 out of 10. This is one of the cleanest side picks on the board. The model already gives the visitors a strong edge, and the qualitative picture does not push back against it. Damek have looked vulnerable for long stretches, especially when they face teams with more pace and more attacking quality. Al Qadsiya still have the sharper squad profile, the stronger season, and the clearer path in this matchup. They carry more threat in the final third, and they look much more reliable when the game opens up. The only real danger is the classic relegation zone home response, where a desperate side turns the match chaotic. But if this game follows the expected script, Al Qadsiya should have too much structure and too much quality. For me, this is not just an away lean, this is a proper main slip away win. Second match, Istanbulspor against Erzurumspor. My pick is Erzurumspor to win. Confidence, 8.6 out of 10. This is another match where the gap looks real. Erzurumspor come in with a stronger form line, the stronger defensive platform, and the more stable team identity. Istanbulspor, on the other hand, have had real problems producing goals, and that becomes a major issue against a side that knows how to defend a lead. This is not a glamorous pick. It is a control pick. Erzurumspor do not need a wild match here. They just need to impose their level, stay patient, and let the quality gap show itself over 90 minutes. If they score first, the whole game state starts to tilt in their favor, because Istanbulspor have not given much evidence that they can chase a match with confidence. This is why Erzurumspor stays on the main ticket. Third match, Bologna against Aston Villa. My pick is under 2.5 goals. Confidence, 8.4 out of 10. This is one of the best totals on the slate. Everything about the matchup points toward a tactical first leg. Bologna are disciplined, compact, and usually very aware of game state at home. Villa have more star power, but under Unai Emery they are also perfectly capable of playing a controlled European road game instead of a reckless one. That matters. This does not look like a match where either side should want early chaos. The deeper the game stays level, the stronger the under becomes. You can easily picture long spells of caution, slow build-up, and selective pressing rather than end-to-end football. The biggest risk is an early goal, because that can break the structure and force one side to open up. But before kickoff, this still looks like a low-event, chess match type of tie. That makes the under a very strong main slip play. Fourth match, Al Ettifaq against Al Riyadh. My pick is over 2.5 goals. Confidence, 7.5 out of 10. This is the opposite profile from Bologna and Villa. This one looks open. Ettifaq have enough attacking quality to do damage, but they also have a habit of giving opponents a way back into the game. That is exactly what overbettors want to hear. Al Riyadh are vulnerable enough to concede, but not so dead offensively that they cannot contribute. So the over does not need one team to do everything by itself. It can get there in multiple ways. A 2-1, a 3-0, even a late 1-1, turning into a crazy finish. The tactical shape, the defensive softness, and the overall match profile all point in the same direction. Among the totals on the card, this is one of the clearest open game reads. That gives us the main slip. Al Qadsiya to win, Erzurumspor to win, Bologna against Aston Villa, under 2.5 goals, Al Ettifaq against Al Riyadh, over 2.5 goals. Now let's move to the backup slip. These are still playable angles, but they are not as clean as the main four. First backup match, Freiburg against Celta Vigo. My pick is Freiburg to win. Confidence, 6.9 out of 10. The home edge is real here, and Freiburg's European energy at home gives them a valid case. But this is not a free shot. The market still treats Celta as live, and that tells you the gap is not massive. So the reason this stays on the backup slip is simple. The direction still leans home, but the margin for error is smaller than in the stronger main slip matches. Freiburg are the side more likely to control the emotional tone of the game, especially in front of their own crowd, but this is draw risk written all over it if they fail to turn pressure into a lead. So yes, Freiburg lean, but not a top-tier one. Second backup match, Crystal Palace against Fiorentina. My pick is Palace to win. Confidence, 6.3 out of 10. This one is tricky, and that is exactly why it is backup only. Palace have the home edge, the stronger physical profile in transition, and enough structure to make life uncomfortable for Fiorentina. But Fiorentina are the kind of side that can turn a match ugly, tactical, and low margin. So even if Palace are the likelier winner on paper, this does not feel like a game where they simply roll over the Italians. It feels more like a match where Palace need to earn every good moment, and where a one-goal margin is the most believable winning script. That is why the direction is Palace, but the trust level is only medium-low compared with the main slip. Third backup match. OFK Beograd against Radnik Serdulica. My pick is under 2.5 goals. Confidence, 6.2 out of 10. This is not a glamorous game, and that is part of the logic. There is no clean side edge, which usually pushes me toward the total instead. The under makes more sense because the matchup does not show a strong attacking imbalance, and there is not much in the qualitative read that screams open football. This is a lower priority angle, not a headline pick, but if the game follows the expected domestic pattern, it should stay tight for long periods. This is the kind of under that lives on patience, not brilliance. Fourth backup match, Rizespor against Samsunspor. My pick is under 2.5 goals. Confidence, 6.1 out of 10. Again, the cleaner idea here is the total, not the side. This match projects tighter than the raw team names might suggest. Samsunspor have enough resilience to avoid making the game easy, while Rizespor do not project as a side that should explode offensively in this setup. So the under stays alive through game texture more than through dramatic team news. It is a disciplined, lower priority backup angle. Not exciting but potentially useful in a secondary slip. So the final structure is simple. Main slip. Al-Qadsiya win. Erzurumspor win. Bologna versus Aston Villa. Under 2.5 goals. Al-Ittifaq versus Al-Riyadh. Over 2.5 goals. Backup slip. Freiburg win. Crystal Palace win. OFK Beograd versus Radnik Serdulica. Under 2.5 goals. Rizespor versus Samsunspor. Under 2.5 goals. That's the card for tonight.